Mic check. Mic. Mic check. Mic check. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, that look good. All right, I got something going there. Let me tilt this up a little bit. What's going on? Listen. So all you always gonna start with 0 people in the room, right? Yeah, I'm live on YouTube right now. So you're always going to start with 0 people in the room. You are only going to start when you decide that you have to be, do, or experience that which it is that you feel called to do, be, feel, or experience for you. And when you make that decision, you are fulfilling a self fulfilling propellant of energy that is the universal way. So, what's going on, y'all? It's your man God. I am God. I am here to show you the presentation. You are the creator. And using some science, some axioms of existence, I am going to prove to you. I'm going to prove to you, this is going to be a 20-minute presentation, 30-minute presentation, maybe. I'm going to prove to you that you are the creator of your life. What separates us in creating? It's not that we're the biggest. It's not that we're the strongest. It's not that we're the fastest. It is our creative identity as I am, our awareness of self, and our ability to engage with our environment based on our awareness. And the more we become aware of our environment, the more we are able to manipulate it to work in conditions that are to our benefit. And I'm going to show you, based using basic statements and science, why this simple truth that you've already known is just the way it is. So, axioms of existence. Existence itself is binary, meaning it's either something exists or it doesn't exist. So, right now, nothing exists on this board right now. This board represents a space of infinite possibilities and potential for existence. But right now, there's nothing on the board. Existence is binary. It's either something exists or it doesn't exist. But for something to exist, it needs some type of space to exist within. Right? Now that those two parts, most people get rather easy. This next part, I want you to ponder just a little bit. For something to exist, it needs some type of space to exist within. Within anything that exists, just imagine that there was a potential and a possibility that that thing could become aware of its own existence. That potential and possibility would exist as the self-reflective question, am I? Am I? The potential and the possibility to become aware of its own existence. And just imagine that this potential and possibility exist inside of all things in existence. Now, the first axioms of existence were existence is binary. It's either something exists and it or it doesn't exist. You would agree. For something to exist, it needs some type of space, container to exist within. Within anything that exists is the potential and possibility that that thing could become aware of its own existence. That potential and possibility would exist as the self reflective question, am I? Now, this potential and possibility will remain unactivated because we know the causality of our universe. There has to be, for there to be an action, there has to be a reaction. So it needs some type of causality to activate this potential impossibility. The 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 primary existence, or should I say, without any external stimuli, there appears to be nothing that can activate this potential impossibility. And so it will remain forever unactivated. This thing will exist, and within it, it will have potential impossibility of self-awareness, but there's nothing to activate it to happen. There's nothing, there's no interaction between this potential impossibility and this thing. This is where things get interesting. I want you to imagine this space as infinite space. Infinite, unlimited, uninhibited space. All of space, all of the space. And in all of the space is this potential impossibility. I want you to imagine a single possibility of space, right? A fractal, a fragment. This space is just one of these infinite potential impossibilities of existence. And within it, or spaces of existence, it's a small space. And within that space is a potential impossibility to become aware. Because there are no external things to interact on this potential impossibility, it too may never be realized. But again, I want you to imagine this space shrinking from lack of expression and lack of awareness. Over time, this space gets smaller and smaller, and it doesn't go anywhere except back into the infinite space. It goes back into the infinite space. It expands outward. It kind of loses itself to the bigger space. And this space becomes smaller and smaller. And at some point, at the brink of its existence, this space would be activated because of the first axiom of existence. It's either something exists or it doesn't exist. And this space does exist. And within it is this potential impossibility. Now, at that brink of existence, it would shrink upon itself and be small and dark and void. And at that point, ooh, this is beautiful. It would activate. And this is the experience of life that we know. From this small space, this potential impossibility, it would ponder up and become more. From am I, it would ascend to can I be? What would it be like to be? To how would it feel to be? Within its own space, I want you to imagine within this space is at its brink It's at its smallest point, and it shrinks and it activates this experience of expansion. So from MI, because there are no limitations in space, this potential impossibility can spiral up and become more within the space and become, can I be? What would it be like to be? To how would it feel to be? Upon the third question, there would be a separation between the desire, the potential, the am, the womb of creation, the upward driving motion, and thought, the possibility, the father, electricity, the downward driving motion. These two forces, these two equal in nature, opposite in degree. Shout out to my man Universal and Maya and all of, you know what I'm saying. They would spiral upon themselves, upon the center axis, still entangled as one thing operating on the axis, but acting in different capacities. Thought, always trying to drive down to ponder, to go to I think. Desire, always trying to go up towards experience, towards I must. Both working in what appears to be opposite functions. But as they gain momentum, as they get closer in alignment, they begin to work towards together. So from I think, thought gets upgraded to I know in its knowledge of self and of experience. Desire is forced back down to a period of I will one day. I'll never give up. I will get there. And then to eventually desire, thought returns to its rightful position as I must know. I must know not only in knowledge, but in experience and feeling and action and being and desire returning to I want. I want to. I want to. I will. I must. But desire is always working upward, going forward. And when they return towards center, they align in the identity of expression and form as I am. And that I am is a big bang spark of light within this space into which it expands itself outwardly from. And it starts to manifest into physical reality as I am that, and I am that, and I am that, as expressions of an identity infinitely stacking upon itself, experience after experience of I am that, and I am that, and I am that, and I am that, until it becomes conscious and aware of itself as I am that I am, where it takes form and awareness of self. And in that form and awareness of self, it begins to move upon its that has created, as big and as small as it has created it. And it explores itself through infinite vast ways of I am that I am, and I am that I am, and I am that I am, and I am that I am, all the way up until it expands its thoughts to conscious creation in action, manifesting thought into expression and knowing, able to give itself name, shape, and meaning in all things around it as an I am that I am. I am the being, and recognize itself as the creative force until it infinitely expands as I am I. A permanent space of infinite experience and knowing of self, accepting itself as a part of the whole infinite expansion, existing and expanding from within. You are the creator's most creative creation because you, as I am, are the creator. You are. You are. So, how was that? I feel like the beginning was really good. Oh, you tuned me out. Okay. Well, let me know what you guys think, man. I'm coming over to YouTube. YouTube, what up, baby? It's your man Gio. If you sliding by any of that, I don't know how this work, but I'm live. So I'm coming over here. I'm gonna do some of this. And we building, baby. I love you all so much. I love saying that because you are me and I am you. Am I to I am to I am that to I am that. That shit is crazy. It really is that simple. Let's fucking get it, man. Let me go over to my family on TikTok. Hey, oh, if you don't already, go follow me. I don't know if YouTube against that, but we on all platforms. So um let me know, you know. Yeah, come fuck with your boy.